Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. India formally assumes the presidency of G20 for 1 year. Government says the key element will be to make it a people's group. Polling concludes peacefully for first phase of Gujarat Assembly elections, about 60% voting recorded. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar inaugurates Hornbill Festival in Nagaland, says India is proud of its tribes and culture. Centre advises FM radio channels not to broadcast content glorifying alcohol, drugs, weaponry, gangster and gun culture. And in FIFA World Cup, match underway between Croatia and Belgium. Canada lock horns with Morocco. India today formally assumed the presidency of G20 grouping for the period of 1 year. The Group of 20 is a premier forum comprising the world's advanced and developing economies, as well as the European Union, which meets every year to discuss global issues. India's start of the presidency is marked by several people-centric activities. 100 monuments will be lit up across the country with the G20 logo. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said India's G20 agenda will be inclusive, ambitious, action-oriented and decisive. In an op-ed published in several newspapers today, the Prime Minister said India's G20 presidency will work to promote this universal sense of oneness, and hence India's theme is One Earth, One Family, One Future. He said this is not just a slogan, but it takes into account recent changes in human circumstances which we have collectively failed to appreciate. The Ministry of External Affairs has said during the presidency, the focus will be laid on ensuring citizen participation in the events to be organized. Briefing media in New Delhi today, Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said a key element of the country's presidency will be taking the G20 closer to the public and will try to make it a people's group.
As Prime Minister has said, we look forward to a presidency of healing, harmony and hope. A key element of our presidency will be taking the G20 closer to the public and trying to make our presidency truly a people's G20. Citizen engagement and large-scale participation through various Jan Bhagidari events are planned throughout the year. As you know, earlier in the day, we had a special University Connect event. The interest of students actually bodes well for our efforts at engaging the youth in G20 activities. We are also involving school students through special G20 sessions.
On the occasion, students and faculty of the University of Ladakh participated virtually in the University Connect Engaging Young Minds program. Speaking to All India Radio, University Vice-Chancellor Professor S.K. Mehta said climate change and biodiversity are among the key subjects that G20 discusses.
Focus on climate change and relevant areas. University has got climate change cell also. We are also starting Mountain Research Institute. This is very relevant to University of Ladakh and Ladakh. So it is a good opportunity for our youth. They can excel and show their capabilities to the world. So that is the aim of University of Ladakh.
The internationally acclaimed sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik has made a sand art displaying the magnificent G20 logo near the famous Sun Temple in Konark in Odisha. The Konark Temple has also been illuminated on the occasion. A report.
The beautifully crafted sand art, apart from carrying the G20 logo, also spreads the message of one world, one family, one future. The sand art by Mr. Patnaik bears a special significance among about 35 sand arts now on display at the Chandrabhaga beach on the very first day of the 5 days long annual Sand Art Festival. The symbolic sand art has been wowing both domestic as well as foreign onlookers on the beach. Girish Chandradar, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
In Gujarat, polling has been completed peacefully for the first phase of assembly elections. Over 60% voting was recorded. Polling was held for 89 constituencies spread over 19 districts of Saurashtra, Kutch and South Gujarat. A total of 788 candidates are in the fray in this phase. Our correspondent has filed this report from Jamnagar.
Long queues were seen from morning at the polling booth. Barring few sporadic incidents, voting was peaceful in first phase here. This phase has decided the political fate of 788 candidates, including 14 ministers, Former Gujarat Minister Purushottam Solanki, 6-time MLA Kunwar Ji Bawlia, Gujarat Home Minister Harsh Sanghvi, Kantilal Namrutia, Rivaba Jadeja, Senior Congress leader and former leader of opposition Arjun Modwadia, Aam Aadmi Party's Chief Ministerial candidate Ishudan Gadhvi are also among the prominent candidates in the fray. With Aparna Khund, Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Jamnagar.
Our correspondent Manas Pratim Sarma gives us a glimpse of polling in Surat.
Several prominent candidates from the ruling BJP, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party are in the fray in the first phase at Surat and Narmada districts. Known for tourism, textiles and diamond industries, voters of both the districts have exercised their democratic rights today with enthusiasm. All the seats are likely to have triangular fight. However, in a few seats, the independent candidates may also impact the poll results. Among others, political fate of BJP's Vinu Moradia, Mukesh Patel and Kumar Kanani and Congress leader Praful Togaria and Nilesh Kumbhabani have been sealed today. Manas Pratim Sarma, AIR News, Surat.
Meanwhile, campaigning has intensified for the second phase in the state as it comes to a close on Saturday. Senior leaders from all political parties are engaged in high-voltage campaigning. In the second phase, voting will be held for 93 seats spread over 14 districts on Monday. More in this report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is leading the state's biggest ever 50-kilometer long road show, which started from Naroda Gam, will culminate at Sabarmati, touching 13 assembly constituencies. During the road show, Mr. Modi is paying floral tributes to national leaders Sardar Patel, Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay, Shama Prasad Mukherjee, among others. Union Home Minister Amit Shah addressed two poll rallies in Bijapur and Kalol and held a massive roadshow in Sanand. Congress party also intensified its poll campaign today. Senior party leaders addressed rallies at various places in north and central Gujarat today. Aam Aadmi Party leaders held roadshows at various places in the state. Aparna Khund, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
In Uttar Pradesh, Congress has suspended Nawab Kazim Ali Khan from the party for 6 years for supporting the BJP candidate in the upcoming Rampur Assembly by-election. He served as an MLA for 4 straight terms from 1996 to 2017. He hails from the royal family of Rampur. The Election Commission of India has sought explanation from SSP Mainpuri and Etawah districts of Uttar Pradesh for violation of its instructions and provisions of Model Code of Conduct on transfer and posting of police personnel. ECI has directed SSP Mainpuri to relieve 6 police officers immediately. The Commission has directed the Chief Electoral Officer of UP to ensure that force deployment relating to ongoing by-election for Mainpuri parliamentary constituency is done strictly and randomization of local police force to be ensured. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The much-awaited 23rd edition of Hornbill Festival of Nagaland began today. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Nagaland Chief Minister Nephew Rio officially opened the festival by beating the gong. Addressing the gathering, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar noted the day as historic as India assumed the presidency of G20. He said India is a land of culture and it is proud of its tribes and culture.
India is a land of culture. We have our civilization of thousands of years. There is another historic development. On this day, India has assumed the presidency of G20, and you will have the occasion in April to show your unique culture, your warmth and greetings to the world. India is proud of its tribes. India is proud of its tribal culture.
Describing Nagaland's natural beauty as enchanting, Mr. Dhankar said Nagaland is the focal centre of Look East, Act East policy of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Vice President also congratulated the people of Nagaland on their statehood day. He released a postage stamp to commemorate the festival. The Hornbill Festival is a cultural extravaganza to revive, protect and preserve the richness and uniqueness of Naga heritage. Nagaland celebrated its 60th statehood day today. It was formally recognized as a separate state on the 1st of December 1963. President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have extended greetings to the state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has paid tributes to Pramukh Swami Maharaj on his Jayanti. In a message, Mr. Modi said he considers himself blessed that he had the opportunity to interact with Pramukh Swami Maharaj on multiple occasions and also got a lot of affection from him. The centre has asked FM radio channels not to play songs or broadcast content glorifying alcohol, drugs, weaponry, gangster and gun culture. The Information and Broadcasting Ministry said in an advisory that broadcast of such songs or content is in violation of the AIR program code. It said, Grant of Permission Agreement, GOPA, provides that the permission holder shall follow the same program and advertisement codes as followed by All India Radio. The advisory stated that any violation shall entail penal action in accordance with the terms and conditions laid down in the GOPA. It said such content affects children of impressionable age and gives rise to a culture of gangsters. India will assume the chairmanship of Wassenaar arrangement on the 1st of next month. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said in a briefing today, Wassenaar arrangement is a multilateral export control regime wherein member states exchange information on various issues like transfer of conventional arms. India was inducted to the Wassenaar arrangement on the 7th of December 2017 as the 42nd member. India's entry into the export control regime would enhance its credentials in the field of non-proliferation despite not being a signatory to the Non-Proliferation Treaty NPT. Mr. Bagchi also informed that India has also assumed the presidency of the United Nations Security Council today.
India also assumes the presidency of the United Nations Security Council today for the month of December. This is the second time during our 2-year tenure that we as an elected member have taken over this presidency. Last time was last year, August 2021. We have a couple of high-level events coming up. We will focus on that, particularly on actions on multilateralism or counter-terrorism and other issues that are of interest to us and the global community.
World AIDS Day is being observed today. The National AIDS Control Organization, NACO, has said India's annual rate of HIV infection has declined by 46% between 2010 and 2021 against the global average of 32%. It said AIDS-related mortalities have also declined by 76% against the global average of 52% during the period. Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare Dr. Bharati Praveen Pawar said in a video message released on the occasion that people must adopt an inclusive and multi-sectoral attitude to eliminate AIDS.
इस वर्ष भारत सरकार HIV and AIDS पॉलिसी फॉर एस्टेब्लिशमेंट 2022 को भी नोटिफाई किया है। इस नीति का मूल उद्देश्य प्रतिष्ठानों में HIV AIDS संक्रमित और उससे प्रभावित व्यक्तियों के साथ भेदभाव न करें, उनकी गरिमा और उनके अधिकारों को संरक्षित और सुरक्षित करने के लिए सुनिश्चित करना है।
Several dignitaries from the WHO and Joint United Nations Programme on HIV and AIDS were present during the event. The Gross Goods and Services Tax GST revenue collection in the last month was over 1,45,000 crore rupees, which is more than 1,40,000 crore rupees for the straight 9th month. The Finance Ministry said GST revenue collection in the month of November registered a growth of 11% in comparison to the corresponding month of the last year. India Met Department has said below normal minimum temperatures are most likely over many parts of peninsular India, some parts of central India and isolated parts of northwest India. However, it predicted normal to above normal minimum temperatures are most likely over many parts of northwest India and most parts of northeast India. Meanwhile, weather in the national capital continues to be a couple of degrees below normal. In FIFA World Cup 2022 today, 2 Group F matches are underway between Croatia and Belgium at Ahmed bin Ali Stadium and Canada and Morocco at Al Tumama Stadium. Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India formally assumes the presidency of G20 for 1 year. Government says the key element will be to make it a people's group. Polling concludes peacefully for first phase of Gujarat Assembly elections, over 60% voting recorded. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar inaugurates Hornbill Festival in Nagaland, says India is proud of its tribes and culture. Centre advises FM radio channels not to broadcast content glorifying alcohol, drugs, weaponry, gangster and gun culture. And in FIFA World Cup match underway between Croatia and Belgium, Canada lock horns with Morocco. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.